Okay. So everybody normally has questions about the Cup Challenge. Let's see. Mandy's been on one before. Heather, have you been on one before? Okay. And Angie, I don't think you've been on one before, have you?
I've been on one, but we didn't do anything good.
Yeah, okay. That's okay. And then Emily, you haven't been on one. Okay. So the Cup Challenge basically is just a way to get teams together, groups of 5, motivate you, help you just kind of have laser focus, build some goals for your business, and just you as a team up together and just really start working your business maybe the next level higher than what you've been doing. And they're very successful. It usually helps people to start pushing a little bit out of their comfort zone. So if you go to the Team Beachbody Cup page, I can't think of the website off the top of my head. Usually if I Google something like Team Beachbody Cup Challenge 2015, it'll bring right up what the actual website is for it, but it'll give you all the FAQ. It'll show you the list of prizes. So in order to win the prizes, the team has – I don't remember the rules. Does anybody know like what the team has to get as a total? Sometimes it used to be 30. I don't know if it's still 30 or if they've upped it because we've grown so much. But there's like a total that the team has to make. And if the team makes that total, then everybody who made Success Club 5 will get that prize for whatever each tier is. So honestly, I haven't looked at it yet. I'm not sure what the prizes are this month, but they're always pretty cool. Hey, Natalie. Okay. Do you guys have specific questions about the Cup Challenge before I just – no? Okay. You probably want to know how to get on teams. Do you form it? How do you sign up? All that good stuff. I would just start posting on The Rock that you're interested in starting a team. Natalie, if you're talking to me, I can't hear you. I see your mouth moving, but if there's somebody specific that you would like to get on a team with, maybe message them and see if they've started forming a team or if they want to start forming one with you. That usually helps people to go ahead and start doing that. But otherwise, post in The Rock, and I'll do this until we hit the deadline. I'll say, let's get 5 more who wants to jump in, and we'll just start forming teams that way. And then we'll pick one team captain. Team captain does not mean you have to be like the most amazing coach. It just means you're the one that's going to collect everybody's coach ID number and plug it into the system so that the team is formed through Team Beachbody. So all that has to be done through the end of the month. And then we have one big group that everybody who's doing the Cup Challenge will jump into just for a little bit of extra accountability. Any questions on the Cup that you guys have? You can only have 1 lifetime diamond. So Natalie, since you've achieved the rank of diamond, you could be the only diamond on your Cup team. And then you'd have 4 people who were under diamond. I made that mistake last time because the girl I teamed up with was not diamond, but she had achieved diamond before, and then our whole team was messed up. So don't make that mistake. Let's see. Oh, the 30-day sprint. Okay, for those of you who watched the video, I was just going to talk a little bit about that and what my plans were. I covered most of it in the video, and I said this on the video. I would have never been motivated by this in the past. I'm not even sure what triggered me. I don't know what it was, but I kind of had a different vision and I saw it differently. At this point, and it really just comes down to the fact that I set these goals for what I wanted to achieve at the beginning of the year in my business. That was to add 20 coaches to my team in the entire year of 2015, and I'm not really quite on track with making that happen. And so between the move that we just went through and all the traveling we've been doing and the baby that's on the way, I made the decision that I was going to go ahead and set my goals. So I'm going to take the entire 11 coaches that I have left to make that 20 that I had for the year. And I am going to be laser focused in August. So it's a short-term thing. It's something, it's not something, what I'm doing for August and what I'm asking anybody who wants to be involved in August, this is not something that you will do long-term to grow your business. It is a short-term burst of energy to just drive your business forward. And it's really cool because I'm seeing people who are jumping on this and getting involved in the group. And I know that there are people that they don't mind me pushing them a little bit. And I feel really good because it's holding me accountable. And I'm putting it out there that I've never done anything crazy like that. I mean, I think the most I've ever signed up in a month was maybe 4, just on an amazing month I had. Most of the time it's usually 1 or possibly 2, but so I'm really going hard. And so we're going to talk more about how we're going to do that in the group as far as setting goals and what we need to do, the chunks of things that we need to do to drive our business during that month of August. And so it kind of ties in really nicely with the Cup Challenge. So if you're doing that 30-day sprint and you have some people, you have this drive and this motivation behind you that you're getting from the 30-day sprint, and you're able to carry over to those who are doing the Cup Challenge with you. So another idea, does anybody have any questions on that? No? Okay. This was supposed to be a forum, guys. You're supposed to come with questions. I'm not supposed to talk the whole time. Another thing that I am planning on doing, I'm waiting for all of the recordings to come out, because all of the opening ceremonies and the closing ceremonies were broadcast live through YouTube. And so I know those are available to put up. And so my plan is to take those. I'm praying that they will take the information from General Session, because those were really my favorite. The story from Lindsay Matway, Simon Sinek, who came and shared an incredible presentation, Chalene Johnson, all of those I'm hoping that we will put up on YouTube eventually. But I know for sure that all of the trainings were put on or will go up onto the Team Beachbody site. So I'm waiting on that to be released. And then once that's done, I'm going to, each day we're gonna have like a little mini summit in the Rock. So each day, probably over a series of, I don't know, 2 weeks, I think is all it would take to post one little training video from Summit. So if you weren't able to make it, it's not the same experience, but it is the same information. So you'll get little 45-minute chunks at a time that you can experience all of Summit. Take some good notes. The content, the training, there's training on social media. There's training on building your story, finding out, really getting down to your why. I was sitting down with, we were talking, one of this, we was on building your business like a business and getting away from the whole hobby mode. Did he go to sleep that fast? Did he go to sleep? I laid in there for 45 minutes trying to get him to sleep. My mom goes in there for 5 and he's out. 10. So, and the girl sitting next to me, I won't call her out, was literally driven to tears, because she being in there and listening to these people tell their stories and share their success in the business. There's something about it that will click with you and resonate with you, and I promise that will happen. And so if you will get on those calls or on those recordings and then make sure your team is doing that as well, then she's spying over here trying to see who I'm talking to. It's my mom, guys.
Just go ahead.
So that's my plan. I'm gonna wait for it to all come out so I can start putting it together and just dropping it into the Rock, and then just maybe tag your coaches and let them know it's there, or let them know how to YouTube it. But that's my plan, just to kind of bring it all home, because it's impossible to go to an event like that and I mean, as many notes as I take, Matt was taking notes. It's just, Mandy, don't you agree? It's just so hard to come home and try to convey that message to of everything you learn, and everything is going to hit everybody so different. Mandy, do you want to share, Natalie? Oh, hey, Nicole. You guys want to share anything just that kind of hit you, or, you know, maybe plug Summit for next year?
I think it's harder to convey like the feeling that we all felt, but I think like Heather and I are going to talk later on tomorrow afternoon, and I think some of the really key information that we learned, I don't think it will be hard to like convey sort of the points, the main points across to people, but the actual feeling of how you felt being there, like obviously that's not replaceable, or you can't replace that, or you can't duplicate that.
Right.
But here, I'll ask a question. Or Mandy, do you have something to say to that, and then I'll ask a question?
No, go ahead.
Okay. So for people like Heather, who are fairly new and wanting to like ramp up their business, and even though I'm not new, I'm ready to ramp up my business. I know one thing that I really wanted to talk with Heather about was this is funny, I'm getting nervous, and just my husband and my kids are in the car. Was like, okay, so adding people to your team, like this is what I'm also going to concentrate on in August. But Rebecca, maybe you and some other people who are more experienced can speak to this. Like, how are you guys, who are you going to approach to add as coaches? Are you going to go at people, inviting them to the challenge group and say, hey, you'd make a great coach also? Do you want to sign on as a coach? Or like, who are you going to target to be a coach?
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely going to talk more about this on the call for tomorrow, but I don't know, not everybody's going to make it. So my goal, and this is for me, again, a year ago, 2 years ago, you would not have motivated me. I would have walked away and been like, no, I can't handle that. That's not for me. I can't do that right now. But where I am right now, and based on my goals and what I'm looking for, so my goal is, again, 11. I'm going to figure out how I can add 11 coaches. If I add 7, oh my God, that's a crazy amazing still. If I add 5, I'm going to be so excited. The point is I'm going to set a big goal, and then I'm going to bust my butt for those 30 days to do that. And so if I want 11, the mathematics behind it is, you know, usually if you ask 10 people to join you for coaching or in a challenge group, one of them will join you. So based on those numbers, I'm going to have a list of 110 people that I'm going to approach in that first week of August. And so who they're going to be, these are going to be people that I've asked them in the past. It could have been people from 2 years ago. I actually have one woman in mind. I'm going on a play date with her tomorrow. Because I met her at church last Sunday, and I know that seems very soon, but there was just with our connection that we made and the things we talked about and what I know about her, I know that she wants to get her kids in private school. I know that she's considering starting her job again as a nurse so that she can make that happen. She's familiar with Beachbody. She asked me a lot of questions. So there's things like that, even though I've only known her for a week, I'm going to go ahead and plant that seed and try to, maybe it doesn't happen. It may not happen until next year. I think it will happen. Maybe she'll end up signing up with somebody else she's been talking to as a coach. I don't know. But I know that my next step has to be to talk to her. So people like that, people that, maybe you've never approached about either a challenge pack or the business, but you know that they would be good at it for whatever reason. When you sit down and you start writing this list, I want you to think about that person and what you know about them and anything about them that makes you think they would be good in this business. And Carl Deichler kind of, or I can't remember who said it. I was thinking maybe one of you guys can remember, but you don't necessarily, I don't think it was Carl Deichler. You don't necessarily have to, a lot of people want to wait to start coaching until they have the story. And the problem with that is you're not getting your story out there. as you're building it. And so if we can teach people that as they're building, if they have 50 pounds to lose and they go ahead and become a coach, and you kind of help them see the bigger picture of what they can achieve with that, they know it's going to hold them accountable to their goals. They know that there's a potential to grow a business. And so if you can help them see that in themselves, so you're believing in them and they're going to see that, then that's going to, it's just so important for them to start getting that story out. And that's really a hard part for them. But if they will start doing that in the beginning as they build their business and they allow people to watch that, so those are the people I'm going after. You know, with the list of 110 people, I'm probably going to get pretty bold with it. And a lot of them aren't going to answer. A lot of them will tell me no. But that's okay. You know, I want to keep planting those seeds. Does that help? I'm not excluding a lot of people when I make that list.
Natalie, this is Mandy. I just wanted to say what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow up with some of the people I already talked to now that I guess have more vision. I just want to follow up with them. But I also want to really hone in on my niche, how they talked about really figuring out who you're targeting. Don't target everybody. In this case, you might want to target everybody, but I'm going to start with my niche, which I figured out is going to be about 30 to 40-year-old moms with small kids that might not be wanting to go back to work or might want to provide something more for their kids, and women who've typically had a career prior to that or have a career now. So that's how I'm trying to tackle it.
And a big part of that, because I know a lot of you who are at Summit, you came home with a bigger vision and a story behind why you're doing this and what you want to achieve from it. And that's another thing that we're going to work on very early when I start this 30-day sprint, because it's so, we talked about the importance of having a story. And when you can convey that kind of passion to people about why you're doing what you're doing, you know, again, they experience it through you. And so that's going to help. But I want to make it clear that everybody I talk to, this list of 110 people, there may be a select few that, and I was going to toss this idea out there of having we'll have some sort of free challenge within this 30 days. Maybe it'll be the on-demand, maybe it'll be clean eating, maybe it'll be, I saw Summer Tucker post in her group some sort of free, about the Fitbit, like how to use a Fitbit kind of challenge, which I just happened to get one, so I'd have to figure that out. But I don't know if that's the greatest idea, because people may not have a Fitbit, but a lot of people do, don't they? That's kind of crazy to me, but I think a lot of people do. But we'll create some sort of Fitbit challenge so that maybe in that first week you're not telling them about the coaching opportunity, but you're just saying, hey, you know, I'd love for you to see what we're doing. And it's not necessarily from an angle of teaching them to eat clean, but it's like, I really want you to see a little bit of the other side of what we're doing as coaches. So join me for 7 days in this clean eating group, whatever, and just let me show you a little bit more. We'll include a coaching at a glance. We can put together, I have yet to do a webinar on like a coaching webinar, like teaching what the coaching is, but I may just go ahead and step out of my comfort zone and do that too while we're in this group and run it like on the 15th or so. And then let's see, what else do I have down here? Yeah, it also maybe that first week when I'm inviting those 110 people, that may be seriously just getting back into conversation with somebody I haven't talked to in a few months. And with the goal in mind that in the next 3 weeks I am going to approach them about it. But it doesn't necessarily mean that in that first week everybody's going to be invited to the coaching opportunity. Does that make a little more sense? Yeah? Okay. What I want you guys to avoid, because the goal isn't just to fill your team up with discount coaches, and I've seen people grow their businesses that way, where they just say, hey, you know what, just be a coach. Get a challenge pack and you'll get a discount on We really want to show them the bigger, because you won't retain them if if all you're offering is a discount. I mean, that's certainly something that will be included in some of the stuff and to some of the people when I offer the coaching opportunity, but I'm not just going to go after people trying to film. I want solid people. My goal is to find people who can connect with my vision and want to be a part of what I'm doing, not just get a discount for 2 months on Shakeology. So just be careful of that.
Rebecca, I was just wondering if it would make sense to start whatever free group we decide on, maybe on the 27th, so we could kind of do it the week before August to kind of get that out of the way, so we'd have a full month after they've gotten a taste.
Yeah, I'm down with
of
that.
what we have to offer.
Yeah, that's a great idea. If I had a pen, I'd write it down. Remind me tomorrow.
Done.
Nicole, do you want to share anything about your summit experience? I saw your husband peek his head over there.
I think that it brought a lot of insight into what I'm doing and what maybe I need to change about what I'm doing, and it just brought a lot of positive energy and got me fired up. I could see the bigger picture, saw a lot of transformations in people, both physically and, inner transformations. I think that I've been tracking improperly for a long time. So,
yes.
And forming, it brought more information to me about how to form a little better with people and how important that might be.
Form is basically learning about people based on family, occupation, recreation, and then your message. That's what she means by form, if you don't know that.
Yeah. And then I think working on yourself and where personal development is important so that you can become more of a positive person and you can get that energy out there to people like you were talking about. If you have that positive energy and that's showing through, then you're going to encourage people to join you.
Right.
So, and I think on my trip home, I was using the microphone on my Facebook Messenger and I was sending some messages to some people that I thought would be great coaches. And I was so worked up, and I sent this message to this girl I work with and told her how awesome Nashville was and how, as a like-minded person, as a nurse, we just want to help people, and that I'm going big places and she needs to jump on and join me now. And I got a message back yesterday evening, said she's all in. Now, I haven't talked to her further yet because she's in the middle of working a couple night shifts, but it was that easy. I mean, I never would have said that to her.
Exactly. That is the conviction. That is why Super Saturday. Oh, you guys have to be at Super Saturday. If you're not registered, find one. But that is the exact kind of energy and why you cannot sit at your computer and watch the videos from Summit and get the same thing. It's being there and it's walking home with a feeling like that you look at that's what I want you guys to get in a place of, that you can look at people and say, you know what, I am doing this and you need to be with me because I know that you would be amazing at this. I want you on my team because together, man, we're going to knock it out of the park. And you say it not because you're trying to blow smoke up their butt and get to Emerald. You say it because you truly see value, right, Doralyn? You with me there?
Yeah, Rebecca, actually, the same thing happened to me. Nicole, it kind of happened to me today. I reached out to one of my best friends from high school. She's kind of already been doing this. She's already been a coach. She's running at her camp this summer, getting women to do PIO with her. She sent me a couple leads. She's totally on board. She wants to do this. She just doesn't have time like the rest of us. But she's already doing it. And I had another conversation with her today, and I was so convinced and convincing that I told her, I said, listen, I pick you to be on my team. I pick you to be my coworker and run this business with me. And that's the privilege I get now that I've figured out my story and my why. I realize I get to pick the people I work with. So at the end of the conversation, she's like, well, maybe I just need to do it. And I'm like, yeah. Yeah,
exactly. See, and it's because they see, and it's coming from all of you that are coming from Summit. They see your passion, and you have no fear in conveying that to people. It's a game changer. That's what people feed off of. It's not the sale that we have or the new program size coming out. It's it's your passion and your belief.
I would definitely say if you weren't able to go to Summit this time, make a plan now to get there next year. I can't tell you how many times I had tears in my eyes over something somebody was saying there because it just hit home so much. So,
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Amen, sister. So on that note, if you're trying to get hotel tickets, don't give up. This happened last year. What they do is they block off certain segments of hotel rooms under Beachbody. Those fill up. They give it a little more time. They open up more spaces. And so everybody had places to stay. It was fine. So don't stress out if you can't get a place. Just keep checking in. As far as the house goes, we're planning on bringing all of our kids, so we won't be able to accommodate like we did this year. We talked about it. We loved it. It was an awesome idea. I totally would do it again, but the whole aspect of bringing our kids with us is kind of putting a damper on it. So for those of you who are going, I go ahead and get a hotel room as soon as you can, and then you can get 2 queen beds and find people to become room with you so you guys can split the cost and make it easier. But you will be able to get a room, so don't stress out about that. What else? Anybody else have anything they want to share or questions they want to ask?
I was not able to go to Summit, but I have a little something I'm kind of excited about. So I was at a wedding this weekend instead of Summit, and I found out that Caleb, who runs all of the videos, he is from the hometown that my cousin lives in, where we were. And
where were you?
In Lewisburg, Pennsylvania, a really small town.
Yeah. He's in the middle of nowhere up there.
Yeah. And so my cousin's new sister-in-law has been watching me on Facebook. We aren't Facebook friends or anything. And we are new buddies. We've exchanged numbers, and she's very interested in coaching and goes to church with Caleb, and says she wants to go through me and team up with me. So I was really excited about that.
Nice.
So just remember, people are watching you.
Absolutely. So you guys aren't friends on Facebook, but somehow she's seeing you?
Well, we are now, but
okay.
I guess through my cousin, she was seeing me that way, and my daughter was the flower girl, and she was in the wedding too. So I guess she's been watching my posts. So
you never know. All of the connections you make, even if they aren't going to be on your team or they aren't going to be a challenger, they have 1,000 people behind them. So every connection you make is a connection to so many more people. Just like that. Right. Crazy.
Yeah, it was cool.
Miss Robin, do you have anything that you would like to share or questions to ask?
I just really enjoyed it. Excuse me. We just got in the door.
Oh my goodness. Welcome home, man, and you're on the computer already. See, you come back, man, with so much fire and passion. You can't, it's hard to not, get straight to work, but.
That's the best part. Energy is contagious.
Yes.
Contagious. And everything was wonderful. I loved every bit of it.
Good.
I love bonding with all the teammates here, Nicole and Dorlin and Mandy.
Absolutely. And that was really the beauty of the house. So we will actually have a house, and we'll have a place where we can get the teams together and have gatherings. So that to me is one of the most valuable parts of being there. But it's an effort to get everybody together for sure. So most importantly is that you're there.
Can you run down what a typical day is there at Summit?
Who said that?
Angie.
Oh, Angie. Okay, I heard voices, but I saw no lips moving. A typical day. Oh, now I'm hearing myself. Can everybody mute for a second while I talk? I think that's a problem. So a typical day is nonstop. Thursday is kind of somewhat relaxed because that's when everybody's registering, and it's not officially kicked off until Thursday evening when we do the opening ceremonies. And then from then on, it is absolute nonstop action. I mean, how exhausted are we? But everybody's zombies by Saturday night. So, well, I was. Robin and Nicole were not. So Wednesday morning, you get up, you do the live workouts with the trainers, like Shalene Johnson, Tony Horton, and Shanti. You have a little bit of time to come back and shower, and then they start the coach-led trainings, and these are usually broken up. Well, this year was broken up into 3 segments, so you got 3 45-minute trainings, and then there's a lunch break, and you go straight into general session. These are my favorites. These are where they hire the best of the best speakers to come in and just, I mean, I think everybody would agree that's where we got most of our power fill up. And they just go all out when they get these speakers to come. These are amazing people who come and share. And then after that, you usually have a couple of hours to go back and shower, grab some dinner, and then they host evening parties for different achievements, Success Club, rank advancements, and stuff like that. So there's normally a party of some sort in the evening that's just depending, not everybody's invited, but those nights are also nights when I'll try to hold stuff, or like other team leaders will try to have events so we can have gatherings then, because the rest of the days are so packed. Same thing, Thursday, you wake up, you do similar, there's that was Thursday. So Friday's pretty much the same layout, and then Saturday as well. So it all kind of follows that same format, with Saturday evening being the closing ceremony, which is also a great big party and celebration. That's where they announce the $100,000 winner, and there's a lot of excitement there too. Big fireworks show this year. And then Sunday morning is just everybody packs up and usually heads out then. But yeah, Wednesday or Friday and Saturday are just nonstop. Any other questions? No? Okay. Well, we've been on about 35 minutes, so I'm not going to keep anybody any longer. Hopefully everybody's got a plan for the Cup Challenge. Yes, Mandy?
I just wanted to share with everyone my biggest takeaway from the weekend.
Yes.
It was, if you have any relationship or business issues, have more sex. So, famous words from Shalene Johnson.
I've got to find that recording. If you actually, it's on YouTube. Like, people have taken it with their phone. It was awesome. Oh yeah, Dave's like, yep, that was the best part for sure. It's on YouTube. You guys got to watch it, because she was one of my favorites as well, because, she really just talked about how, oh my God, it was hilarious. But she was just talking about how, especially there's a lot of coaches that we don't have the support of our husbands. They don't get it. They don't understand why we're just sitting on Facebook all day and all night, so getting them to connect. And then she kind of explains why that is and or some of the reasons that may be. And then she expresses the importance of, what are we really here for? What matters most is our relationships with those who we care about most. So yeah, then it was a hilarious, you'll just have to go watch it. But yeah. You need to be having more sex, according to Shalene Johnson, if you want the support of your spouse. Anything else, guys? Oh, somebody put something on chat. Let me check that real quick. Oh, Dave has a question.
Yeah. I apologize if this, I kind of caught saying about not wanting to bring on a bunch of Shakeology coaches. And I wanted to ask whether or not it was a good strategy, or how you would approach are you suggesting just to lead with the coaching opportunity if you, think that'd be someone that would be really good?
Yeah. I think that leading with the opportunity, it's going to come down a lot to what you know about the person. So I'm going to go back, and I'm not sure if you heard me talk about the lady I met this past Sunday at church. I literally only had a 20-minute conversation with her, but I got enough out of her to know, she's not doing Shakeology, she's not doing the program, but I know enough about her to see plenty of reasons why the coaching opportunity would be perfect for her. And so I'm going to share those, what I see in her, what I've learned about her in the 20 minutes and following her on Facebook, the opportunity with her that's a lot more than just the discount on Shakeology. So, and also something I really like to use with people is letting them know, especially if they're already my Shakeology customers, letting them know that just because you sign up as a coach, there are so many different levels that you can do it. You can do it if you have no desire whatsoever, and I'll say it like this, like if you really don't need extra money, because who does that, right? Then just get it for the discount. There's no pressure there. If you just want to make a little extra grocery or gas money, then do it as you feel necessary. But if you really would like to start seeing an income generate to be able to cover your car payment, to be able to, whatever your big vision is, then I can help you do that. And some of you don't feel like you have the confidence to tell somebody that yet. I get it, because you're not there yet. But I want you to, I hope that you can kind of grasp that, maybe from me or some of the other top coaches within the company, that deep down in your heart it's possible. And that we as a team can help them get there. So, yeah, I'm not going to lead there will be people who I will say, and if I'm only offering it as a discount, it's probably because they're drinking Shakeology, but I'm not going to leave it at the discount. I'll say, and you know what? I'll say, and we're making a little bit of money, whatever your situation may be. I made $500 last month, and so it's really helping me. And if you ever want to do that, if you want me to show you how you can pay for your Shakeology or make a little extra income, then we'll talk about that then, But for now, if you just want to do it for the discount, but I'm never going to leave it at just the discount. I want them to know when they're ready, I'll take it to the next step. Does that help? Okay. Anything else, guys? Okay.
Can I just ask a quick question?
Yeah, of course.
Has anybody had much experience as far as like trying to drum up business from complete strangers? Like we just moved across the country, so we're in a new community, and I obviously don't know a lot of people, and then we found a church that we really love, but it's very small, and our pastor and his wife are also Beachbody coaches.
No way.
Because they're new, they've only become coaches in the last year, but so it's kind of a God thing, because we're both very young in our business, I guess, in Beachbody, and trying to grow that. But obviously I don't want to tread on their territory at all. I want to encourage them, and we're all one big family, right?
Right.
So it's kind of normally I would think, oh yeah, church people, because that's where I spend 70% of my time probably is doing church things. And so I've been trying to think of different ways that where are some other places I can plug in, but I also only have so much time in the day. I have two children ages 2 and under, and so there's only so much I can do. I know somebody mentioned targeting moms, and that's a really easy one for me because I can share that story easily. But I guess that's just what I'm wondering, is if anybody's done any more, going to craft fairs or festival. What do you do to kind of drum up business if you don't have a very large circle where you are, and you don't want to completely wear out your Facebook friends?
Well, you're going to be, as a new coach or someone who's just now starting to move in the right direction, you have to be focused on adding people to your Facebook. So when you're out at church events and when you're volunteering at school, or you're probably not volunteering at school yet, but anytime you're out in the community and building friendships. The guy we rented the house from this weekend, I'm like, hey, can I find you on Facebook? I did. Well, it works sometimes. Same thing. A lady started a conversation with me about the nail color. She was trying to match her nails at the nail place, and we just started talking. I'm like, oh, are you on Facebook? If I would love to friend you. I was like, if that's weird, don't worry about it. And she's like, oh no, and she acts like she's looking my name up and never did friend request me. So it's not, whatever. You win some, you lose some. But you want to start building your social network first. So that's the foundation. And it's not, you just have to be patient and realize that you're going to get some from your warm market that you have now, but as you're adding people and getting to know people at your church, it doesn't matter. They will know that the preacher and his wife are coaches. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. If they don't even know, then I wouldn't worry about that. You get out there, you put your stuff on Facebook, you share you and your life and let them get to know you. And they have the power to choose, you know? And when you're engaging with someone and you say, oh, are you working with a coach, you know? And then they'll say, yes, actually, the pastor is my coach. But some people don't want the pastor to be their coach, you know? I mean, they can't rely on their congregation to build their business, just like you can't rely on the congregation. But social media is where you really have to start joining groups on social media. Not that you're going to go in there and start prospecting. You're building relationships. As people post things and ask questions, you comment on it. And you're building relationships that way. And then eventually you can send them a friend request. And you're still, as soon as you send them a friend request, you're not going to invite them to a challenge group or tell them about the coaching opportunity. It is a long-term process. But there are occasions where you run into someone and you're like, I'm sorry, I know that we've only known each other for 20 minutes, but I can't help but think that you would just be perfect for this opportunity. So it's just really a case-by-case situation, and you have to be patient and just sometimes just wait it out while you form these people and allow them to get to know you.
Yeah, Heather, you'd be surprised how frequently on my mom's group someone says something like, I'm sick of my workout routine, I need something new, or, you know, somebody want to go do this with me, I can't get motivated, or so there's like all these opportunities. You wouldn't just go, I'm a Beachbody coach, join me, but you know, you kind of just start working with them that way.
Exactly.
And then the other thing I was thinking about, Rebecca, how we said so many people are going to say no when you ask them to be coaches. Remember to say, okay, I understand that. Is there anyone you can think of that this would be a good opportunity for, or anyone you could refer, you know, send my way that you think this would be a good fit for?
Exactly, referrals. Just like I said, behind every one person you meet, there's 1,000 others that you can potentially have the connection with, because if you can build that trust with them and that relationship, they may never want to do your workout or drink your Shakeology, but because they know you and they trust you, they will send all of their friends to you. I have a friend, I know somebody, I don't even think I've met her in person, from where we lived in Florida, and she sends people to me, and mainly because she just trusts me and she likes me. Don't climb on the table, please.
Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely. Anything else? Oh, there's another chat message here. Let's see who's got something to say. Oh,
And Heather, maybe start a fit club at the church with the pastor and his wife.
that's a good idea.
Yeah, we have actually talked about that, because we have an exercise group for the ladies, and the pastor's wife and I have become good friends, and so we've been brainstorming about trying to start something this fall to just get the whole church to be on board with a healthier lifestyle. So we are, kind of partnering together, but I'm just like, seriously, our congregation on Sunday mornings is like 60 people. So it's a very small church.
And so out of those 60 people, there may be 6 people total that will ever have anything to do, just statistically speaking. So, that's not even, those are places you'll build great relationships and get referrals, but that's not even, it doesn't even touch how far your market can actually expand.
Sure.
So, what else?
That's it for me.
Well, apparently that's it for me, because I have 3 little minions around me right now. So. All right, then. Well, let me know if you guys have any other questions. Make sure you're forming your challenge. Jump in on this 30-day sprint if it's something you feel passionate about. If there's no passion inside of you, just wait. Focus on the cup challenge. Start making a plan now for Summit, saving up money, and getting ready to get those tickets if you haven't done that yet.
Stop it.
Thanks. All right. Have a good night.